Hi guys, what's up? Welcome to my home. I'm LyAnna Sanabria. I'm the lead bartender at Chaval in Portland, Maine. This is really weird to not be able to see your faces, but I'm excited to bring you something from my fridge. So at Chaval every year, come tomato season, obviously it's not tomato season yet, but I thought I would pull something from my fridge for things that people are doing at home. My favorite tomato bread. So when you push off the tomatoes, you get this beautiful water, and so you can season it. You can make whatever, really any variation that you want. I just did a basic tomato water. I pressed it through bruschetta leftovers. Okay, so we're going to make a martini with that. So what I've started with is my tomato water. All you're going to need is a little bit of salt, and the recipe has been put online. I didn't know how potent my tomato water was going to be. The ones that they make at Chaval are definitely a lot smoother and a little bit brighter. So I'm going to be changing the recipe from the one that's been written down. We're going to do 2 ounces of gin and 1 ounce of Fino sherry. Today I have Tio Pepe sherry. This is by Gonzalo's Spice. It's a very easy dry, 100% Palomino Fino. Delicious. I do recommend a Manzanilla sherry with this. However, this is what I have. I don't think during these times it's all that important to be going back to the store. So we're going to start with a pinch of salt. This is Mountain salt because they got me hooked on this type of sea salt at work. But whatever type of salt you have will be good. Add it to your mixing glass. I'm just using a pint glass. I left all my stuff at work. It'll be fine. Next I'm only going to do 0.5 ounces. I have some really potent. I think you can see the color. Bright red juice going on here. So we're going to do 0.5 ounces. I'm going to do a full ounce of my sherry because I like something sherry forward. If you're an old school martini person, you're doing this with vodka, be my guest and shake it. And don't use as much sherry, but I am doing a full ounce. My gin. We're going to do a full 2 ounces because it's a martini. We got to get going here. Okay, so the trick to a martini is being very, 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 very cold. So make sure you chill this down a lot. Pre-chilled glass, always important. It's how you know a rookie from somebody else. If your glass is warm, you're warming up your drink, and you don't want that. It's gross. Pre-chilled glass. Done. Stir. So I've made a lot of cocktails at home over the past, I don't know, it seems like it's been a year, but I guess it's only been a couple months. We're going to spin this for at least 25 more seconds. And I've broken all of my glassware, so I had to borrow a martini coupe today from one of my friends, and it's a little smaller than I was expecting, so this is going to be a very cold drink, but why not? Cold beverage. We're going to strain this off. You can double strain this if you don't have a double strainer. It's fine. The only thing that's coming through is a little bit of your tomato. All right. So one thing that I think is important to this drink is to express some volatiles over the top. Just like a side up, we're not going to actually leaving us in our beverage, so we're just going to peel side out, express these oils over the top. Aromatics, add a little bit. That way, the last thing that you touch is the lemon. And we're going to garnish it with some extra olive oil. So a couple drops here. And you have your tomato water martini. Oh. Cheers, guys.
Hey, how's it going? My name's Chris Wilcox. I'm the chef owner of Judy Gibson restaurant in South Portland, Maine. And I am going to attempt to show you how to cook something. So we're doing some grilled pork shoulder with marinated mushrooms and cucumber. And so we'll probably just start with getting the marinade together for the mushrooms, and it's kind of like this escabeche sort of thing, which essentially is you're just cooking something and then throwing it in a marinade to cool it down, and that's all we're gonna do here. So we'll start by marinating the cucumbers, which we're just gonna take your standard English cucumber, and so we're not gonna take the seeds out. We're not gonna peel it. We washed it a little bit, and that's kind of it. We'll quarter it, cut it into nice chunks. And then we're gonna just kind of let this macerate in its own stuff. Just a little salt. I'm gonna take lemon juice, tiny little bit of olive oil, and just a little splash of soy sauce. Not a lot. You shouldn't taste the soy sauce. It's more just to give it a little bit more depth, a little bit more something. And we're gonna just let this hang out. Probably a good hour or so. Just gonna throw it on the counter. So while that's marinating, we are going to make our sort of pseudo pickling liquid for the mushrooms that we're gonna cook. And so I just have some rice vinegar and a little bit of plain sugar, a little pinch of salt. I've got some coriander seeds that we lightly toasted. We're gonna throw those in there. And we've got fresh bay leaf. If you can get fresh is better. And we've got garlic clove. We're just gonna lightly crush. Throw that in there. And a little splash of water. I don't think I wrote that in the recipe. And we realistically just want it to taste kind of like pickling liquid, you know, tastes like a pickle. We got some white onion, which I also don't think I put in the recipe. So we're just gonna slice that up real quick and throw that in there. And just a few slices of jalapeno, not enough to make it like crazy spicy, but you know. Oh. And we're cooking rice too, because it's going to be good with our pork, and it's starting to talk to me, so we're going to turn that off. So we'll let our escabeche liquid come up once I turn it on. And in the meantime, we're going to make our pork marinade. So this marinade is really, really simple, and it's something that I do all the time. It's kind of a go-to for me. Just because it is so easy and it's super versatile. It's awesome with swordfish. It's great with pork, chicken, all the above. So just some fresh thyme. We strip the leaves off. Don't need to be fussy about it. I also need a haircut, so throwing that out there. And then we're going to take some garlic cloves, or garlic clove. Peel this bad Lawrence. And then we're going to take a microplane, and we're just going to grate the garlic. If you don't have a microplane, you definitely should. It's sort of the ultimate tool for doing things like that. And then we're also going to take some lemon zest, not a ton, just a few rasps, maybe a quarter, half, something like that. Some sweet smoked, whatever you got, but I like the hot smoke just to give things a little bit of heat. And I do prefer it to be smoked. It just kind of adds a little more. And then just enough olive oil to create a really nice paste. And then what we're going to do is kind of mash it into a really, really, really simple paste. And a little goes a pretty long way. So like if you see this, there's like not much in there, but you don't need too much. Ideally, you do this the day before, and it's even better. And then we have a nice, just big fat chunk of pork shoulder. This is probably about a pound, and it's equivalent of a pork chop, but just way, way better. It's but the trick is it's kind of a tough cut. So in order to make it work, we're going to take this guy. It's a little jagard. If you don't have one of these, you can use a fork, but then you look like a maniac stabbing your pork with a fork. So we're instead just going to use this guy. And you're essentially just kind of breaking up the tough, sinewy bits of the pork. And it works so well. This is going to end up making a really tender, moist, and really flavorful because there's so much fat marbled in there. Essentially just really great pork chop. And so once I kind of beat this whole thing up a bit, we'll throw it in our marinade. And then we'll salt this guy. Don't be shy with the salt. It's a big piece of meat. It needs it all. I'm going to wash my hands. All right. So we've got our pickling liquid is like nice and up to temp. We're just going to quarter some mushrooms. Plain old button mushrooms. They're great. You can use fancy foraged mushrooms, wild mushrooms, whatever, and that'll work too, but nothing wrong with button mushrooms. They're delicious. And we're just going to quickly quarter them. We got some butter. Put that in a nice hot pan. And we'll put some more fresh thyme in the pan. Crushed garlic clove. And we're going to add our mushrooms. And I don't really care about getting a ton of color on here. I just want to kind of cook them. Let them cook in butter, garlic, and thyme and be real tasty. Some salt. And I'm probably running out of time pretty soon, so essentially we're just going to cook these until the mushrooms are cooked, and then we're going to immediately plunge them into this pickling liquid which I'm going to strain. And had I been smart about this, I would have put the coriander in a cheesecloth so that we can save all of this onion and jalapeno because it's really delicious. But these bits of coriander aren't going to help you, so that's my fault. But if you do this at home, you should strain the coriander through some cheesecloth or something so that you can keep the jalapeno and onion in there because it tastes good. Okay. What? Oh, yeah. And so I guess now we're going to move into some nice music by Lucas Roy. I think that's where we're headed with this.
All right, what's up, guys? I'm Lucas. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you, Chris and LyAnna, for making some beautiful pieces to the meal, and also an awesome drink. So thanks for tuning in too, to everybody's tuning in, and to Rad Plaid for doing this whole thing. It's very unique. I'm really glad to be a part of this. So this is my living room. I tried to stage it the best I could, but I'm gonna play some songs. Don't mind my wet legs. Haven't gotten out to tan in the sun yet. This first song's a cover song. It's by Jason Isbell. It's called "Cover Me Up." A heart on the run leaves a hand on the gun. Can't trust anyone. I was so sure what I needed was more. I was shooting at the sun. The days when we raced, we flew off the page. Such damage was done. But I made it through, 'cause somebody knew I was meant for someone. So girl, leave your boots by the bed, and we ain't leaving this room. There's someone needs medical help, or the magnolia's blue. It's cold in this house, and I ain't going out to chop away. So cover me up, know you're enough to use me for good. Put your faith to the test when I tore off your dress in Richmond on high. But I sobered up and tore off that stuff forever this time. The old lovers sing, I thought it'd be me who helped them get home. But home was a dream that I'd never seen till you came along. So girl, hang your dress up to dry, yeah, leaving this room. Till the Percy priest breaks open wide and the river runs blue. It carries this house on the stones like a piece of driftwood. So cover me up, you know you're enough to lose me for good. So cover me up, you know you're enough to use using me for good. So that song is called Cover Me Up. It's by Jason Isbell. I'm going to adjust this a little bit. My white legs were bothering me the whole time. Anyway, that song's by Jason Isbell. But I am a singer-songwriter from Portland, so I do write my own stuff. Once again, thanks to Rad Plaid for having this. Definitely very cool. So this next song is like a song I've been working on. I wrote it one night, and then I haven't really gone much past it. I see that I can see some live comments. What's going on, guys? How are we? Hi, Caitlin. Hi, Christy. Hi, Jillian. Anyway, so this song I don't really have a name for. So if you think you have a good name for it, maybe drop it in the comments. I was thinking 4-leaf clover, but you'll see. So. Don't wanna spend my time just waiting around with nothing to look forward to. So I guess I'm done and moving on, just trying to make it the best way I can for now. You know I tried so hard, but trying only get you so far. 'Cause a bouquet of roses and a bottle of wine can't keep me warm throughout the night. So let's just say it's over. This ain't your 4-leaf clover finding day. Yeah. Yeah, a bouquet of roses is pretty nice, but it can't keep me warm through the night. So let's just say it's over. You ain't finding 4-leaf clovers today. I've noticed lately it's been kinda crazy. I'm gonna have to give it some room. On a different time now when you're on your side and I'm living like I do. You know I try so hard, but you know that I ain't no fool. 'Cause a bouquet of roses and a bottle of wine can keep me warm throughout the night. So let's just say it's over. This ain't your 4-leaf clover finding day. Yeah, a bouquet of roses is pretty nice, but it can't keep me warm through the night. So let's just say that it's over. You ain't finding 4-leaf clovers today. You know I tried so hard, but trying only get you so far. 'Cause a bouquet of roses and a bottle of wine can't keep me warm throughout the night. So let's just say that it's over. You ain't finding 4-leaf clovers today. Finding 4-leaf clovers down today. Finding 4-leaf clovers today. So that song's called, I think, 4-leaf clovers. I just decided that on live Rad Plaid TV. I see it's 6:25, so I'm supposed to like roll on. Sterling, if you don't mind, I'm gonna play you a really quick song. It's 2 minutes. Sterling, I have the power right now because I'm on the mic, so sorry, Sterling. But this song's called Letters. I know I'm so late, but I'm not okay. I'm going home. You're not the same person anymore.
And I just wanna be alone in the morning. I've lived long enough to find that I was waiting for a time filled to give it all to me, but I just can't keep waiting and waiting to change. Sometimes you gotta choose whether you win or you lose. It's all a part of the game, but you were the one. Oh, it felt so right, but we lost our minds and things got tough. They carried away. It felt so right to give up our lives, but I just can't continue living this way. Love me, love me, sometimes you gotta choose if you win or you lose. It's all a part of the game, but you were the one. Oh, it felt so right, but we lost our minds. Things got tough, they carried away. Yeah, it felt so right to give up our lives, but I just can't continue living this way. Love me, love me.
Hi guys, I'm Lucas. I'll be back for the final set. Thanks for hanging out. We're gonna head over to LyAnna. Thank you once again to Rad Plaid.
We don't need it. Oh, I'm muted. Sorry. Okay. So it's my cat's birthday. Can we just give a quick? Just kidding. Okay, sorry. Okay. So one drink that I think gets asked for the most is a margarita, or any variation of a margarita. Anything that is sour, like so your whiskey sours, your daiquiris, your Cosmos, even. So I've just made a very simple variation. These are things that I just have at home and was like, cool. I use the Flavor Bible all the time. I don't know if you guys have that book, but it's a really, really, really good brainstorming book. So one tip: don't try to line your glass with salt after you've made your cocktail. It makes it really difficult. So I've pre-lined this. I took red cheese sticks and I ground them up more salt with some sea salt. Just took a lime. Hey Pat, shout out for this if you're there. Lining the edge, and then just rolling it over. So now I have my glass. I'm going to ice my glass. In advance, as the recipe calls, I pre-made some sage simple syrup. So I just did a 1-to-1 recipe. I like raw sugar. It does, if you're making a daiquiri or something lighter, it does actually change the ultimate color. So be wary of that. But I use raw sugar demerara. So 1-to-1 exact. I used volume, and then just cooked in some sage leaves. So I'm going to start there. I'm only going to do 0.5 ounces because I'm using an orange liqueur, and I don't want it to be too sweet because no cocktail ever should be. First time, I'm going to do a full ounce. So as a sour build, this is pretty on point with what I would normally do. I chose Grand Marnier. Okay, Carafrons, dry curacao, Cointreau, any. Honestly, even if you're going to just have a bowls like orange liqueur for the house, it makes sense. I'm just going to do 0.5 ounces. I like this one because it's brandy based, and probably if you asked most people who know me, brandy. So I took some blackberries and I infused with Blanco tequila. So this is 100% agave. That's really your only rule of thumb with tequila. This is only sat for, I don't know, not even 48 hours. When did I find out about this? But it's soaked up like it's, no, I'm just kidding. It's really good. But 2 ounces of this. You can leave this in for a couple weeks though, and it's going to be really much better product. Shake. So if you don't have a tin set at home, I don't really expect anybody to. Get two things that fit together and shake things up. A ball jar. I feel like it's 2020. Most people have a ball jar at home with a lid. You can do your shaking. So 10, 15, 12 second shake. Nothing crazy. Sound right? Cracker. I'm going to double stream over fresh rocks. Another pink drink for the books. So, with a margarita or some form of sour, a lot of people garnish it with a lime wedge, and I can't help but being like, but I just measured my lime. Why would you need more lime? So I'm not going to be serving mine with a lime wedge. I'm just going to add a little bit more of my sage. I'll tell the people. Sage for final effect, a little bit of aromatics, and you've got some sage advice here. Just a refreshing, easy cocktail. It's something you could honestly pre-batch or use anywhere. I didn't take as long to get that as I thought I would. I guess that shouts to be wreck. No. Okay. Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Hey! So we're taking our pork off the grill. And we're going inside. In hindsight, maybe I should have picked a better dish. But here we are. So the pork's off the grill, and it's got like a really great char on it, and that's one of the beautiful things. It looks kind of gross on the camera there, but it's actually really great. It yeah, I don't know, that might look a little better, but whatever, doesn't really matter. It's gonna be delicious. That's one of the things that's great about pork shoulder is that there's these like nooks and crannies and stuff, so you get all these really awesome, crispy, crunchy, crusty, like caramelized fat bits. And anything that ever comes off the grill, you want to like crush it in lemon juice. Like, yeah, fish and lemon is a good thing, and that is a good thing. But like everything benefits from just a boatload of lemon juice. I took a lot to not say the S word there. And so now we're going to finish the sort of cucumber and mushroom situation we talked about. I forgot to mention a little bit of fish sauce in the pickling liquid for the mushrooms. And again, just like the soy sauce, you shouldn't be able to taste fish sauce. It's just this like oomph that you can't detect. There's just something really savory there. So the mushrooms got cooked and they're hanging out in this tasty liquid, and now we're gonna fish them out of this liquid. Jalapeno, onion, like all that stuff. And then we're gonna marinate it or marry them with the cucumbers. And then we'll just add cucumbers to it and leave all of that juice behind from both of them. Because in the cucumber juice stuff, there's a lot of leftover liquid, and it's really delicious stuff. I wouldn't get rid of it necessarily. You can make a really fun vinaigrette for a salad down the road or something. But I'll take a couple little splashes of the escabeche liquid, and I will put a little bit more fresh olive oil in there, and just a fresh shot of lemon. Again, it's that lemon juice just keeping things really, really bright. I know that this is a pickling liquid and it's all acidic and all that good stuff, but even with pickled stuff, just a nice shot of lemon juice makes it nice. And I know this might seem weird, but we're gonna put a bunch of mint in there. And again, I forgot to put that in the recipe. But it with all the savory stuff we got in there from the soy sauce and the fish sauce and the mushrooms, the mint is actually a really, really nice addition to the party, if you will. So we're gonna plate this whole thing kind of family style, and the pork is. I think it's done. So we're gonna take a cake tester. That's what we use in the restaurant, and we will shove it in there, and we let that little metal bit in the cake tester just take on the temperature of the meat, and then after 20 seconds or so, you take that out and you put it right underneath the bottom of your lip. And if you think about putting your finger to your bottom of your lip, that's body temperature. Call it 100 degrees. And so if you let this hang out in the meat or fish or whatever it is you're doing, and then you take it to the bottom of your lip, if it feels warm compared to just skin on skin, you're probably around 100, 125 degrees. And so over time you get better at it, but it's how we do it at the restaurant. And so this is, in a perfect world, that would rest for like 10 or 15 minutes minimum. But we're going to cut it because it feels good. So, so we've got our platter here. And we just cooked some white rice. Just keep it really, really simple. Jasmine rice, take it, rinse it until the water runs clear, and then try not to make it this like gluey mess. And we did a pretty good job with it this time around. Rice is always a tricky mistress on the stovetop. And then we're going to take our cucumbers and mushrooms with that little bit of jalapeno and onion. And it's just like, it's really fresh and it's really vibrant and tasty with all the mint and raw cucumber and then all the other stuff cooked. And we'll put it right over the top of the whole thing. And we'll leave the juice behind for now. Because the other thing about it is that like all that juice is, it's also mushroom juice. So that's like really savory, really delicious, really, really tasty stuff. Yeah, whatever. We'll just dump it. It's fine. It'll be good. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll take that and we'll set that aside for now. Then we'll take this, and this is great. Like it got a little bit of resting time, so you see some of the juices. Get those good juices down there, and we'll take those juices and we're gonna pour them right over the top. You can't see that. No, you got it. Okay, great. So we'll pour that right over the top of the rice and the cucumber and the mushrooms. It's going to be like that much more delicious. And this would benefit from probably another 10 minutes of resting, but we're going to cut it because we don't have 10 minutes of resting and I don't have 10 minutes to talk about it. So it should be good. And let's see here. But this is like a really great family dinner. Move it over here. I'll shingle it all out. Juice on the board, that wouldn't be there if we had rested it properly. But I do want to point out that the pork is just barely pink. And don't be afraid to cook your pork pink. Say that 3 times fast. But it makes it that much more delicious. And wow. There you go. She's a beaut, huh, Clark? And that's our dish.
Right.
All right, Chris. Wow. Now I'm just hungry. Thank you for showing me that. I actually can't wait to go to Judy Gibson. I've never been there, so now I'm really excited to actually make it there. All right, so I'm going to be wrapping it up. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. And I myself am going to eat some dinner. This song's called Always Be Loving You. Most of these songs are on Spotify or iTunes or Amazon or wherever you listen to your stuff. Click that follow button. I can still remember that night in late September when we were just kids clowning around. You asked me not to leave, and I thought that I would see exactly how this would play out. And then I saw you standing there. The wind was blowing through your hair. I couldn't help it, had to stare. You look back at me. I love the way you look tonight. Eyes shining in the pale moonlight. You're the only one for me. That's right, I'll always be loving you. I'll always be loving you. Now I can see you dancing. The way you move it really gets me. And I can't stop thinking about getting you home. I ain't taking no more chances. Ain't gonna leave it second guessing. Your love's my drug, girl, I can't get enough. Cause when I see you standing there, the wind is blowing through your hair. I can't help it, I got to stare. You look back at me. I love the way you look tonight. Eyes shining in the pale moonlight. You're the only one for me. That's right, I'll always be loving you. I'll always be loving you. Yeah. Now I can see you standing there. The wind is blowing through your hair. I can't help it, I got to stare. You look
back at me. I love the way you look tonight, slow dancing in the pale moonlight. You were the only one for me, that's right. I'll always be loving you. I'll always be loving you. Hey, thank you. That song's called Always Be Loving You. It's very weird not seeing you, but I know you're there. I know you're out there, so thanks for hanging out. So like I said, it's called Always Be Loving You. Check out the music video if you want. It's on Facebook or YouTube. Give it a like or even a play. Thank you, Natalie. Hey, how are you? And Chrissy. Well, thank you guys all for tuning in here. I'm gonna play you a cover because it's been a while. It's been weird. It's been weird not playing out and about. I've been doing this for 3 years, June 1st, and I've played before, but frequently since June 1st. Every weekend. So it's been really, really kind of strange hanging out on Saturday nights. It's been nice though, right, honey? My girlfriend's in the kitchen. So the song's called Work Song. It's by Hosier. I didn't even see you over there. Boys working on empty. Is that the kind of way to face a burning heat? I just think about my baby, so full of love I could barely. There's nothing sweeter than my baby. Never wanted once from the cherry tree. 'Cause my baby's sweet as can be. She'll give me 2 days just from kissing me. When my time comes around, lay me gently in the cold dark. No babe, you know my body down, crawl into. Boys, when my baby found me, I was 3 days on a drunken sin. I woke with the walls around me, nothing in the room but an empty grip. And I was burning up a fever. I didn't care much how long I lived. Man, I swear I thought I dreamed her. She never asked me once about the wrong I did. When my time comes around, lay me gently in the cold dark. No break, you know my body down, crawl onto you. When my time comes around, lay me gently in the cold dark earth. No break, you know my body down, crawl onto. My babe would never fret none. What my hands and my body done. If the Lord don't forgive me, I'd still have my baby and my babe would have me. Well, I was kissing on my baby, she put her love down soft and sweet. In the low lamp light I was free, and down words to me. When my time comes around, lay me gently in the cold dark air. No babe, you know my body down and crawl onto her. When my time comes around, lay me gently in the cold dark air. No babe, you know my body down and crawl onto her.
song's called Work Song. It's by Hosier. So this next song is called Dollar Bills. This is my most recent release. So I actually wrote this song in an attempt to get on an advertising placement. I didn't even get forwarded, but it's okay because I ended up getting this song out of it. The song's called Dollar Bills. We actually did a pretty cool thing with this song where it, for me, was the biggest collaborative music video I've ever done. I don't remember the exact numbers. We ended up having like 550 people send over photos. I think it was like 37 countries, or 57 countries, 37 states, or something like that. Anyway, you can check it out. It's on YouTube or on Facebook. It's called Dollar Bills. This is how it goes. There's nowhere else I'd rather be than here tonight with you by my side. I'll pull you closer, let you be. I know that if you stay with me, then we'll get along just fine. Yeah, we get along just fine. If I had no dollar bills in my wallet and worn suede shoes on my feet, I'd be alright if I had you by my side. Loving you is all I need. I can count so many ways, and I know you feel the same. That's why we're living for a reason. I look at you, looking at me, looking that way. The only thing I gotta say is, if I had no dollar bills in my wallet and worn suede shoes on my feet, I'd be alright if I had you by my side. Having you is all I need. You're all I need. If I had no dollar bills in my wallet and worn suede shoes on my feet, I'd be alright if I had you by my side. Having you is all I need. Having you is all I need. Song's called Dollar Bills. So, like I said, I wrote that song. Thanks for hanging out. And Caesar, I'd love to come to Boise. Be there next when they open up the airlines. I'll be there. We'll take. I used to live in Des Moines, actually. No, Iowa, Idaho, whatever. But I'd love to go back out to the Midwest and make that trek and go up to Boise. I actually have some friends that live in Boise right now, and they say it's awesome. So I might take you up on that. So link up with me after the show, right? That's what they say. So I'm going to play you guys one more song, and then we're going to end around 6:58, 6:59. Thanks for hanging out. And don't forget to support your local peeps here. So. You're not supposed to end on a cover, but I'm usually a rebel, so I'm going to play you a quick rendition of this. The dawn is breaking, a light shining through. You're barely waking,
tangled up in you. I'm open, you're closed, but I follow you. I'm worried I won't see your face light up again. Even the best fall down sometimes. Even the wrong words seem to rhyme. Out of the doubt that fills my mind, we somehow find you and I collide. I'm quiet, you know. You make a first impression. I work, I might find some way to lose my mind. Even the best fall down sometimes. Even the stars refuse to shine. Out of the doubt that fills my mind, we finally find you and I collide. We somehow find you and I collide. We finally find you and I collide. Thank you. I think Sterling's gonna bring us all in here. Hey, there we are. Wow, guys. Oh, look at that. Love it.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much.